Hey, this is Jay. So this is video 2 in a series about Paul, the self-proclaimed apostle. I already got a couple comments. I get the feeling that people actually do not listen to the videos I make. To me, it's because they already think they know something. They're certain about it, and anything that goes against that has to be wrong. And the things they say is very, I don't know, that it's just amazing to me the things Christians say. And they really don't provide any evidence to back up why they say incorrect or false or you're the devil or you're a false prophet or whatever. So like I said, I just want to share these things to give you an opportunity to put Paul to the test, because I really want people to love the truth and know they're following the truth. I want Christians to understand they're in the biggest cult of all. It's no different than the Mormons or the Seventh-day Adventists. And that Paul is the cult leader. He is the father of it all. He is the Holy Father, or the Pope, you know. So with that, I want to continue with 1 Corinthians chapter 4. And but first I want to read something. John chapter 5, verse 43. So Jesus says, this kind of glory does not come from mortal man, and I see that you do not possess the love of God. I have pursued you coming here in my Father's name, and you have turned me away. If someone else were to approach you with a different set of credentials, you would welcome him. Or in another translation it says, if someone else were to come in his own name, you would receive him. And that is exactly what Paul did. Jesus warned that he was coming on his heels right after him to ruin what he had started. He is the devil's servant in the parable of the wheat and the tares. Jesus sows the wheat, Paul comes along, sows all the tares among the wheat. Oh, sorry. And so you'll see that Paul is warned about all throughout the Bible, and I'll get to those in later videos. But so with that being said, I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 14. It says, I'm not telling you all this so that you'll feel guilty or be ashamed of how you have acted. So this is Paul speaking. I'm only trying to warn you just as a father would warn his children. You may have 10,000 instructors second in the faith of the anointed one, but you have only one Father. So who is he talking about? He's talking about himself. He's saying all of his followers, he is their father, and they only have one Father. And Jesus, the anointed, I have become your Father through my efforts in spreading the good news. So as your Father in the flesh, I want to encourage you to live as I have lived. Imitate my life. Now that is amazing that a man would tell others to imitate him. But that is because he is trying to usurp the authority of Jesus Christ and take his place. And he's one of the best liars I've ever seen, because he does it in a very subtle way. Of course, he has to tell the truth and then mix it with lies to make it more easily to be received and digested, but it's still poison. And I hear Christians talk about it all that time. If you have a glass of water and has 1% poison in it, arsenic or whatever, or cyanide, then you don't drink it. But they don't realize that they're talking about their own leader that they love, Paul, because you can't see yourself. That's just human condition. It's much easier to see outside that something is wrong than within yourself. It's just pride. So I want to, well, I just quoted, Jesus says, do not call anyone on earth Father. And you'll notice all these other cult leaders, Paul is like the archetype cult leader. All these other cult leaders that have come after him, they have followed in his footsteps. They're counterfeits of Jesus Christ. And you'll see that they want to be like him, and they break all Jesus' rules. And so they really come to take his place. But Paul's the first one. And he's like the root of this bad tree that bears bad fruit. I wouldn't even call it an apostasy of the Christian church. It's not an apostasy. It's a bad seed growing into a bad tree that's finally showing itself for how bad it really is. And so, as I said, Jesus said, do not call anyone on earth Father. Do not call anyone on earth teacher. Do not call anyone on earth master. And Paul called himself these three things, and I'll cover those two in later videos. So that's a short video for now, and stay tuned for more. All right, have a good day, you guys. Bye.